TST Total Sports Talk from Studio Spare Room in his own house. Here's your host, Andrew Rogers.
TST Total Sports Talk. I am your host, Andrew Rogers. It is Sunday, May 28, 2017. It is an absolute pleasure to be with you again, and thank you very much for joining me, as always, and tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube. As with each show for the month of May, it is dedicated to Sick Kids Hospital Foundation. Go to www.sickkids.ca and click on the Donate tab to donate now. And again, thank you so much for your continued support. It's a great cause. It's one that we should keep near and dear to our hearts, and it's definitely near and dear to mine. And it's something that I appreciate your help with. And like I say, donating at the end of the month, really excited about that. On the show for you today, we got a great one. It's tonight is the night in the 2017 Memorial Cup. The final is upon us between the Erie Otters and the host Windsor Spitfires. We'll get you teed up for that one. In the majors, the Toronto Blue Jays were looking to make it 5 in a row as they face the Texas Rangers. We give you an inside look at the contenders for the Conn Smythe Trophy from the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators as they get set for game number 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals starting on Monday. And we also revisit the 2012 NBA Championship in preparation for Thursday's game number 1 of the 2017 NBA playoffs between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to start our show with the 2017 Canadian Hockey League MasterCard Memorial Cup.
TST Total Sports Talk report on the 2017 MasterCard Memorial Cup, presented by the Canadian Hockey League.
It is the 99th edition of the MasterCard Memorial Cup final tonight as the Erie Otters and the host Windsor Spitfires battle for CHL's top prize. It is the first all-OHL matchup in the Memorial Cup final since 1993. Now, obviously assured in this one, the winner will be the third consecutive OHL team to win the Memorial Cup. Captain Dylan Strome is obviously a player to watch in the Erie Otters. He comes into the final with 6 goals and 3 assists for 9 points. Jeremy Bracco is a subject from the Windsor Spitfires that we've been following. 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. The Toronto Maple Leafs prospect has looked very, very good for the Windsor Spitfires, and he looks to have a fantastic final here tonight for the Spitfires. They're going to need him to come up big if they plan to stop this potent attack. Also, you got to look at the goalie matchup. You have Michael DiPietro in the net for the Windsor Spitfires and Troy Timpano for the Erie Otters. I got to go with DiPietro on this one in the edge in terms of goaltending. DiPietro's looked very, very good. He's 3-0 in the playoffs. Troy Timpano 3-1. Timpano to me has looked shaky at times, and he's really inconsistent. I don't know if I fully trust him in this game to be the guy who comes out and steals one. He's going to have to if they have any hope of taking down the Windsor Spitfires, who of course beat the Erie Otters in round robin play 4-2 to go directly to the finals. This game goes live tonight at 7 p.m. on Sportsnet. Erie Otters and the host Windsor Spitfires for the Memorial Cup Championship title. We now move over to the Major League Baseball story and the Toronto Blue Jays.
TST Total Sports Talk report for the Major League Baseball season and the Toronto Blue Jays.
The Toronto Blue Jays were in action yesterday afternoon as they sent Marco Estrada to the mound looking for their 5th consecutive victory. As a pitcher, you never want to allow a leadoff home run to start a ballgame, but that is exactly what Shin-Soo Choo did to Marco Estrada and the Toronto Blue Jays to give them an early 1-0 lead. But Jose Bautista would pick up his teammate Marco Estrada with a massive 3-run home run in the bottom of the 5th inning, his 8th home run in the month of May. After hitting only 1 in April, Estrada would settle down after allowing 4 hits in 6 innings as the Jays defeat the Texas Rangers 3-1. It is Estrada's 3rd win in his last 4 starts. Closer Roberto Osuna would lock down the 9th for his 9th save of the season. Getting the day off were Josh Donaldson and Troy Tulowitzki, who both returned from lengthy disabled list stints the day before. Both are expected back in the lineup this afternoon. Estrada continued his stellar season with his 10th start of 6 innings or more. He He also recorded 8 strikeouts for the 5th time this season. He ranks 3rd in the American League with 78 strikeouts. Rougned Odor had a particularly funny moment in this game as he stumbled out of the batter's box, grounding out to shortstop in the bottom of the 6th inning. Much to the delight, obviously, of the Toronto Blue Jays faithful in attendance. Didn't even need Jose Bautista to hit him on this one. Down he went on his own, face planting into the first base line. It was very entertaining. Gotta say, it was funny to watch him go down like a sack of potatoes. It was awesome. It was awesome. It can only happen to one Rougned Odor. Now, the Jays and Rangers will wrap up this 3-game set this afternoon. It will be Andrew Kashner for the Texas Rangers up against Joe Biagini for the Toronto Blue Jays. The first pitch is scheduled for 1:07 p.m., and it will be live on Sportsnet. We now switch over to the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs.
TST Total Sports Talk report for the NHL and the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs.
The 2017 Stanley Cup Finals will get underway Monday night in Pittsburgh between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators. Pittsburgh is looking to repeat as the champs for the 2nd time in their history. The last time they did that back-to-back was in 1991 and 92, the team's 1st and 2nd Stanley Cup championship. The Nashville Predators, obviously, it's their 1st time in the Stanley Cup Championship Series. They're looking to bring down a very difficult Pittsburgh Penguins team. Pittsburgh is also looking to become the first team to win back-to-back championships since the Detroit Red Wings when they went back-to-back in 1997 and 1998. We now take a closer look at this year's top contenders for each team for this year's Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP. Nashville Predators goaltender number 35, Pekka Rinne. Rinne was an 8th-round pick, 258th overall in the 2004 NHL entry draft to the Nashville Predators. This is Pekka Rinne's 12th season in the National Hockey League. He has a career record of 269 wins, 155 losses, and 62 overtime losses in 508 games played. He is also a 3-time Vezina Trophy finalist for Goaltender of the Year in the National Hockey League. And lastly, in this year's playoffs, he is a sparkling 12-4 in 16 games played, with 2 shutouts so far. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, it is captain number 87, Sidney Crosby. Crosby was the 1st overall pick in the 2005 NHL entry draft to the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is Crosby's 12th season in the NHL as well. In his career, he has 382 goals, 645 assists, and 1,027 points in 782 games played. Crosby is a 2-time Art Ross Trophy winner for most points in a season, a 2-time Rocket Richard Trophy winner for most goals in a season, and he is a 2-time Hart Trophy winner as league MVP. Crosby is also a 2-time Stanley Cup champion, winning with Pittsburgh in 2009 and 2016. Crosby was awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP in last year's Stanley Cup playoffs. Looks to be the first to win that award back-to-back in the playoffs, first since Mario Lemieux in 1991 and 1992 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And finally, in 18 games played this year in these playoffs, number 87 has racked up 7 goals and 13 assists for 20 points so far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Can Nashville stop the potent attack of the Pittsburgh Penguins? Can Pekka Rinne weather the storm? Can PK Subban shut down the Penguins' Malkin Crosby and company? We'll find out more in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It goes Monday night at 8 p.m. on CBC and Sportsnet from Pittsburgh. Lastly, we finish with the 2017 NBA playoffs.
TST Total Sports Talk report for the NBA and the 2017 NBA playoffs.
The 2017 NBA Championship Final is one day closer to getting underway. The rubber match between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Also for a 7th consecutive final, it will also feature LeBron James, his first 4 coming as a member of the Miami Heat. TST continues to examine the 6 previous NBA championships that LeBron has been featured in. Today, we feature the 2012 NBA Final. The 2012 NBA Final took place between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Miami Heat. In game number 1, LeBron James scores 30 points, but not enough as Kevin Durant scores 36 and Russell Westbrook chipped in 27 as the Oklahoma City Thunder take game 1, 105-94. Game number 2 sees LeBron James score 32 as the Miami Heat never trail in this one, leading to a 196 victory, evening up the series at 1 game apiece. Game number 3, LeBron James dominant once again, putting up 29 points and 14 rebounds as the Miami Heat win 91-85, taking a 2-1 series lead. In game number 4, despite Russell Westbrook pouring in 43 points in this one, a 33-19 lead for the Oklahoma City Thunder was washed away by LeBron and company, as they take Game 4 104-98. James leads the way for the Heat in scoring with 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. Game number 5, LeBron has the triple-double, 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists, as he earns his first NBA championship and first ever NBA Finals MVP trophy. The Miami Heat are victorious in Game 5, 121-106. Tomorrow we take a look at the 2013 NBA Championship as we continue to get you set up for the latest chapter between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The 2017 NBA Finals begin Thursday, June 1st at 9 p.m. in Golden State. This has been another episode of TST Total Sports Talk. I am your host, Andrew Rogers, reminding you to keep your head up and keep your stick on the ice.